Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Hilaal Live. As mentioned before the break, we have a new section called the Sports Desk that we've liked to bring up on a Friday and where we cover local and international sport. And I thought, let's invite a guy who's involved in sport as a sports analyst, Feroz Shaik. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, Lukman. Thanks for inviting me. It's great to be here.
Absolute pleasure. So Feroz is going to join us for the Sports Desk every Friday and give us an update. I know a little about sports and Feroz knows a lot more, so he'll give us an update. What do you have for us this week, Feroz?
Well, there's lots of sport happening, as you know, international football, cricket, there's rugby, there's so many things happening, even locally. So we just bombarded with sport, but hopefully we'll cover the more essential sports.
I'm so glad you brought up rugby because I just saw the New Zealand list that's out and they tour in South Africa. They're going to be in Cape Town in September. I can't wait for that.
Absolutely. Can't wait to see the All Blacks.
Absolutely. That's my team. Sorry, everybody. That's my team. But what do you have for what's happening in the world of sports?
Well, I think let's start off with football. Of course, we know Bafana is on everybody's lips after a very long time. The last time we won AFCON was in 1996. And they're trying to reach the semi-finals for the first time now since 2000. They play Cape Verde in tomorrow's second quarterfinal at 10 p.m. Mali and the Ivory Coast will clash in the first game at 7. The quarterfinals, of course, get underway tonight in a short while, actually, at 7 o'clock. Nigeria play Angola in a short while, and then the DR Congo take on Guinea at 10 o'clock.
I tell you what, we are all glued to the television this weekend. Very interesting teams that are in the semis. Everyone's got a shot at the title. Mali's the only undefeated team, I think it is, in the AFCON Cup. But let's face it, over the years, the AFCON Cup is one of the most watched cups because most of the guys that plays in all the countries play overseas.
Yeah, well, besides that, Lukman, is all the talent scouts from Europe are there. So they're looking for the talent.
That's
it. You know, Africa is blessed with this abundance of talent, and we're going to speak to one such talented footballer now, and lucky for us, he's from Durban as well.
Okay.
But yeah, so all the talent scouts are in West Africa at the moment looking for the talent. They want to sign these guys. And also with AFCON is, I think the plus is all the favorite teams are out.
All
Defending
the big teams.
champion Senegal are gone.
Wow.
Egypt's gone. Morocco's gone, the darlings of the World Cup in Qatar. Tunisia's gone. So all of them are gone. So
big surprise for you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Morocco were the favorites, of course. We know what they did in Qatar.
Of course. Yeah.
And the whole defending champion Senegal with Sadio Mane, they're leading them. They were favored to also go at least to the final. And of course, Egypt with Mohamed Salah.
Absolutely.
There. So those teams are gone. So it's open now.
Speaking about international football as well, we've got the Palestinian national football team heading to Cape Town very soon. They play 2 games on the 11th and the 18th, right?
Correct.
At Athlone Stadium. So we're looking forward to that.
Absolutely.
Nice.
And they've just been part of the Asian Cup as well.
They did quite well.
Yeah.
They reached the quarters, I think.
I'm not sure whether they reached the quarters, but they did well, like you say. But we're looking forward to seeing them here and, of course, supporting them.
Absolutely.
You know, so we want the Athlone Stadium off to be packed when
yes, I believe there's a whole fan park that's going to be arranged from Reigate all the way to the stadium. So if you are in the Cape Town area, if you're coming down for the game as well, look forward to that and send us some pics when you are here as well. Speaking about international football, you've decided to invite one of our local stars that grew up in Durban that's now playing for one of the Portuguese teams as well. Tell us about this.
Well, like we said, you from Durban, I'm from Durban, so let's have our first guest from Durban as well. We keep it a Durban thing.
So El's not going to be happy about that.
Time now to greet our guest. He's joining us from Portugal. Via Zoom.
Okay, so he's played in Portugal for a while now. He's I think a striker.
He's a
striker. And he's Uwais Said. We're going to get him up on the Zoom link very quickly. But what an honor to speak to a young man that's paving the way for South African footballers.
For South African footballers, for Muslim footballers
as well.
You know, paving the way. You know. The sky's the limit these days. You can't be restricted. If you don't get a chance here, you can go overseas. And Uwais is showing us the road.
Yeah, in Portugal. I mean, that's one of the better leagues as well. So I think we've got him on the screen now as well, if you want to welcome him.
Uwais, assalamu alaikum, and thanks for joining us.
Wa alaikum salam. It's nice to come on the show.
Yeah, well, Uwais, let's just get straight into it. Of course, coming from Durban, you're living the dream now as a professional footballer. Tell us what it's like living the dream as a professional footballer at the moment before we get into the other things we want to chat about.
It's great. To be honest, it's an honor and it's a blessing because I was lucky enough to have my parents support me in my dreams, and I'm just forever grateful to my parents for allowing me to pursue football.
Now, of course, you went to Orient, I believe, Orient Islamic School, but finished your matric in Europe. Talk to us about that. How did that come about from Orient to finishing matric in Europe?
Well, there was always the opportunity to leave and come this side to Portugal because I was doing well, and then the academy always takes their best players overseas. And I was lucky enough to be part of that group of best players. So and I was in grade 10 or 11, and then I was given the chance to come this side to Europe, and I had to speak to my family and stuff, and they said that, you know what, it's an opportunity you can't miss out, so grab it with both hands and finish your career, finish your studies that side.
Which academy were you part of in Durban? There's so many academies going around Durban, Johannesburg, and Cape Town, almost every center in the country. So which academy were you at?
I was at KZN Academy, KZN Football Academy in central Durban.
Okay, fantastic. Now, obviously, growing up in Durban, the Indians love playing cricket, but you chose football. Why was football your first love?
I don't know. To be honest, I just grew up with my big brothers playing football. As a youngster, 4 or 5, I used to go to my brother's training sessions, and I just started like that, to be honest.
And in terms of teams you played for in Durban, talk us through some of the teams that you've played for.
I just played for my school at Orient, and then played like from 5 years old to I think 10 or 11, and then I got scouted for KZN Academy, and then I joined the KZN Academy.
So you're a striker, Uwe. So what inspired you to become a striker? Did you want to be like someone watching them on TV? I want to be like maybe a Ronaldo or a Messi to be a striker.
Yeah. My role model growing up was always Sergio Aguero. I was a big fan of Sergio Aguero. So he was my role model growing up.
So since you're in Portugal now as well, Uwe, have you learned a bit of the language?
Sim, eu falo muito bom português.
Oh, that means you speak Portuguese, right?
Yes.
Okay. See, I understood a little bit there as well. What do you find some of the similarities between South Africa and Portugal, and maybe some of the differences? Has it been a bit challenging for you?
Firstly, the crime, the safety here is what I really like and enjoy. I don't have to worry about the crime. I don't have to worry about going out late and stuff. So something I really enjoy is being out safe and free.
Okay. And obviously we come from a big food country. We're all foodies in South Africa. Did you settle into the food culture in Portugal?
Kind of. To be honest, because the diet is a bit strict. So salads, we have your protein, fish, chicken, but so far it's not too bad. I'm managing.
Fantastic. What's in store for Uwais? What can we expect over the next couple of years? Are you staying at the academy for a while? Are you hoping to progress into your career?
Yeah, it's relatively early in my career, but I have some big plans for the next season and the seasons to come. So stay tuned. You can follow me on my Instagram and TikTok and Twitter. You can follow me on Instagram, Uwais_Said_13. And my career, there's some big things happening in maybe the next season. Keep a lookout.
Inshallah.
Watch the space. Uwais, how did you get your chance to play or turn pro and move to Portugal?
Well, I started playing at KZN Academy from 11, and I was doing really well, scoring many goals, winning Player of the Year 2 or 3 times, being top goal scorer for quite a number of years as well, earning me a national under-17 call-up. So I played for the South African under-17 national team. And then, like I said, the academy takes their best talents to Europe. And I was lucky enough to be part of that group of best talents, I'd say.
Fantastic. Just to give our viewers an idea of the league you're playing in, of course, you're playing for UFC Moitens. Talk to us about the division in which division you're playing in. more about the league and the club.
Well, the club is it's a relatively old club, which has a big history, and unfortunately, it got relegated to a few of the lower divisions, and we're now in the fourth division, and we're trying to build up our way and get back to the top. And yeah, it's a good start for me because already I got some offers and opportunities in other countries. So yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, so Saeed, we have to leave it there as time is running out on us. But we like to wish you all the best in your career as a professional footballer. Thanks for making the time, and hopefully we'll see you playing in the bigger leagues.
Inshallah.
And one day donning the green and gold of Bafana Bafana. Assalamu alaikum and shukran for making the time.
I mean, Jazakallah for having me on the show. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. What a lovely youngster and a lovely talent as well. So thanks for arranging that. I've got a lovely WhatsApp that just came through before we go for a break. It says, my dad, Suleiman Karim, also known as Pop, was a masseuse for the Alberton Caddies.
Wow, okay.
Hey,
that's
lovely.
an old name in Van Durban.
Absolutely. Keep them coming in on the WhatsApp line 079 if you have some wonderful stories about your time in the sporting arena, do let us know. We're going to take a short ad break. When we come back, we chat a bit more to Feroz, our sports analyst, on the Sports Desk show. You are still watching Hilaal Live. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Hilaal Live. It's the Sports Desk on the Friday afternoon show. And if you'd like to be part of the show, you're more than welcome to communicate with us on the WhatsApp line 079 Only WhatsApps, no telephone calls. We've got a lovely one earlier about someone that mentioned the Alberton Caddies, and both Feroz and myself in studio. Ex-Durban boys living in Cape Town now as well. The Alberton Caddies brings back such lovely memories. I don't know if you were ever part of the whole Curry's Fountain phase when we used to go and watch soccer at Curry's Fountain.
Of course. I was privileged to play there as well.
Studying. Who did you play for?
I played for lots of teams in Durban, yeah, quite a few teams. Lotus in Asherville, I played for Derby United, I played for Young Saints. So there's quite a few teams. And when you were told you were going to play at Curry's Fountain, it was like, wow, you're playing at our Wembley.
But remember the inter-school competitions. Correct. All the sporting events were at Curry's Fountain. Hey?
Curry's Fountain held everything, the inter-school football.
Absolutely.
They played cricket there as well.
Oh.
Now, prior to the schools around Curry's Fountain, the Orients and the Gandhi Desais were built. They had a golf course as well, a 9-hole golf course. Of course, all the political rallies were held there as well.
Right.
So it was the hub of the community. Everything happened at Curry's Fountain. So, like you're saying, on Sunday afternoons, we used to look forward to going and watch the Breers, the Manning Rangers, the Cup finals, the Easter tournaments. That's where Callies were very popular as well. They had a very successful Easter tournament. So yeah, Callies was the home of
brilliant, lovely
non-racial sport.
Yes, absolutely. Lovely memories. If you have some of those memories, share them with us on the WhatsApp line 079 We'd like to share that with our audience as well. And if you grew up in Johannesburg and Cape Town and you'd like to share with us as well, please do so. Feroz, coming back to sport, what do you have for us that's happening locally and internationally?
Well, let's talk about some Premier League action, Lukman, and of course Premier League is very popular all around the world, so we can't forget about the Premier League. Everton play Tottenham in the early game tomorrow at 2:30. In the games that kick off at 5, Brighton play Crystal Palace, Burnley take on Fulham, Newcastle host Luton Town, and Sheffield United play Aston Villa in the late game at 7:30. In Sunday's game, Bournemouth take on Nottingham Forest, Chelsea play Wolves, United are at home to West Ham. That's a 4 p.m. kickoff. And then, like we were chatting earlier, I know you're a huge Arsenal fan.
I am.
Top of the table clash of the weekend. Arsenal play Liverpool at the Emirates at 6:30, Lukman.
I tell you what, right? I'm an Arsenal fan, but Liverpool's been having a wonderful season. I'm not going to take that away from them. They deserve to be at the top. They snuck in from absolute nowhere, but absolute deserve it. And I'm sure we've got a lot of Liverpool supporters as well. But I'm looking forward to that game to see what Arsenal's going to put forward. I know they were struggling in the midfield a little bit, and I'm sure they're going to try and rectify that this weekend.
Well, they're struggling in the centre forward space as well. But it's good to see Arsenal there. You know, Arsenal has just a lot of history.
Oh, yeah, for
It's
sure.
great to see a strong Arsenal team competing, you know,
Yeah.
the teams
And,
with
and,
history.
and I put up something on my socials the other day about an old game that happened in 1920, and the Man United
Why did you have-
supporters may not like this. Are you a United supporter?
I am.
Oh, gosh. In 1920, let me give you a history lesson here, Man United supporters. In 1920, Arsenal beat Man United 39 nil. 1920.
I never heard of that, to be honest.
It's
But
true.
we need
I
to
haven't made that
verify
up.
that. We need to verify that.
Spoken like a true Man United supporter. Let's verify that.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently that's 39 0, 1920. Some history there as well. What else do you have
Fantastic. So
for us?
let's move over to cricket. As we know, there's lots of cricket happening as well. But Proteas are in action. Let's start with them first. They're in action in New Zealand for a 2-test series. Of course, we know that's spoken about like the Proteas B team that's going to be taking part there because of the current SA20. All the first choice players are playing here in the SA20. So that first test gets underway on Sunday in Mount Maunganui. Lots of talk, as I said, about that. Good to see that Zubair Hamza is in the team from Cape Town. Of course, just for the record, Zubair Hamza was the Proteas test cap number 100.
Wow.
Right? And there's
Fantastic.
8 uncapped players in that current team. So that starts on Sunday.
Bit of concern that we put in a bit of a B team in?
Well, we had to. We couldn't cancel that series. And the window that was created for the SA20 was now. And that was scheduled for in there. And remember, it's the World Test Championship points at stake as well.
Of course.
So we had to honor that. So yes, it's a concern. But you're playing at the highest level, so hopefully our guys will do their best there.
And I think we've got a lot to recover from our last disaster when we played. So a lot of eyes on the national team now.
Absolutely. There's also SA20 action as well. As you know, everybody's going, the grounds are packed, which is good to see that the locals are going to watch the SA20 action. There's one match on the go at the moment. The Sunrisers Eastern Cape, they are in Paarl. They're taking on the Paarl Royals there. I can tell you latest from there after 5 overs. Sunrisers batting first, 26 for 1. That's after 5 overs. There's a double-header tomorrow to look forward to. My Cape Town play Pretoria Capitals in Cape Town. That's the first match at 1:30, while the Joburg Super Kings take on the Durban Super Giant at the Wanderers at 5:30. Of course, the Durban Super Giants, the informed team at the moment led by Keshav Maharaj. And on Sundays, the Eastern Cape Sunrisers take on Paarl Royals in the final round-robin match that's taking place in Gqeberha. Now, the playoffs get underway next Tuesday. As it stands, Durban Super Giants topping that table, followed by the Sunrisers Eastern Cape and the Paarl Royals, and of course, the Joburg Super Kings, the Pretoria Capitals, and My Cape Town, 3 of those teams battling it out for that final playoff spot.
You know, we had such beautiful weather in Cape Town. And then I decided on Monday in the week, I said, lovely weather, let me go take a drive to the beach. And on that day, it rains. And then the cricket got rained out as well.
That's correct, yeah.
So the one day. So if you need, your scores to be Duckworth Lewis type of thing, I'll make my way to the beach. It's going to rain, trust me.
Now, the Under-19 World Cup, of course, is also taking place right here in South Africa. The SA Under-19 is doing extremely well. They were in action today. They beat Sri Lanka by 119 runs in Potchefstroom in their second Super 6 match that was in Group 2. So they on the way to the semi-finals, of course, brilliant for the baby Proteas there. They made 232 for 8 after batting first. Sri Lanka were bowled out for 113. Look, man, there's a new star on the rise there, Kwena Mapaka.
Okay.
He was once again the star bowler, left-arm seam bowler, swings the ball beautifully. He took 6 for 21 today.
Amazing. That's good figures.
Absolutely.
Have they sorted the whole captaincy story out with?
Western Province's Juan James is the captain of the Under-19 team at the moment. In some of the other results from today, India, well, they were playing Nepal. We didn't have a result from that game, and the match between the West Indies and Australia ended in a no result in Kimberley. I presume that maybe because of a bad weather there in Kimberley. Let's talk about some local community cricket. There's lots happening in Cape Town as well tomorrow in club cricket. Rylands, they play Greenpoint at home, and Primrose take on Western Province. That's in the Premier League. In the 1A League, Ottoman take on United in Surrey Estate. In 1B, Yorkshire take on Victoria. And in 1C, Bluebells play Craven B, and Hanover Park take on Blue Downs. Of course, those are just some of the selected matches taking place tomorrow. And then finally, Lukman, if any of our viewers are running the Comrades Marathon this year or plan to do so, The Comrades Roadshow starts next week. I'll just
Wow,
run through that very
already?
quickly. Absolutely. Can you believe
Sure.
it? I'll just run through that very quickly. It starts next Tuesday in KZN. The host is the CMA at 18 Connaught Road in Scottsville, Pietermaritzburg. Then on the 13th, they move to Gauteng at the Run Zone Athletic Club. That's the Rand Park Golf Course. On the 21st, they'll be here in Cape Town at the VOB Running Club at the Constantia Sports Centre. And then on the 28th, they'll be back in Gauteng North at the Tux Athletic Club. And this year's race taking place on Sunday, the 9th of June. So if you're taking part and you want to know all about what's happening, the roadshow is where you want to be.
I think so as well. And it's, you meet old friends there, people that have been running for years as well. And, that's such an amazing annual event in Durban that brings so much tourism to the Durban area as well. So lots of people have been training for that. But lots of other sport happening as well in and around our beautiful country, and some of our teams going overseas to represent our country as well. And over the next couple of weeks, we will invite some of those onto the show and be part of the show as well. Feroz is going to be our sports analyst for the next couple of months. We will take a break in Ramadan, unfortunately, and come back after that. But if you'd like to highlight some of your club events, do send me an email, lukman@hilaal.tv, and we'll pass that on to Feroz, and we'll try and get you onto the show or give you some exposure as well. I hope the weather looks good. Sporting weekend, lots happening. Sporting weekend to be outdoors, but you have to be indoors to watch some of the games that are happening, or maybe if you're outdoor at a restaurant or something, that's happening this weekend. So much. I mean, I can't wait for Bafana, I'll be honest with you. I think the ICJ has spurred the South African spirit. I still have a bitter pill to swallow that the Boks won the Rugby World Cup.
Because you're all black.
There we go. That's why it's a bitter pill to swallow.
Can I share something with you? I'm a French supporter.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay, so you had it even worse than I did.
I had it worse.
Feroz, thanks so much for coming into studio, letting us know about all the most amazing sporting events. We look forward to next week's edition, inshallah.
Inshallah, it's been an absolute pleasure. Shukran.
Afwan. So there we go. That's our sports desk that we will try and endeavor to bring you all the latest and greatest every Friday. If you'd like to be part of the show, if you're based in the Cape area, or if you'd like to join us via Zoom, that like always did, we can definitely arrange that and allow you and your club and your team to get the exposure that they deserve. So from the Cape Town studio, Sohail Barnes and myself, Lukman Shadrack, we've got an event coming up on Sunday. Minister Naledi Pandor will be at the Masjid al-Quds, and we'll be covering that live, inshallah. We hope to see you there, or do join us as well. We try and speak to the minister. From all of us in Cape Town, have a great weekend. Assalamu alaikum.